Good evening, students. So, today is Thursday. So, we have got science lesson today. Today is the continuation of our previous week's science lesson. Previous week, we have done food and health. And today, we are going to do the next topic of the same chapter, food and health, that is balanced diet. Okay, so let's start it without much delay. So students, this was the chapter we were doing the previous week, that is food and health, chapter number 3. We have done, let's do a little recap of the lesson. The introduction, that what are the 3 conditions to remain, so that I can tell that you are a healthy body, and what is the key to the healthy body, and how nutrients present in food help us, 3 ways they help us. And then we moved on to the various nutrients present in our food, and then we came to know what roles does our nutrients play in our life. So we have done carbohydrate as energy giving food, proteins as body building food, then fat that stores energy for later use, and then we have got vitamins and minerals that actually helps us to fight disease and stay healthy. Then we moved on to fiber or roughage and water. Though we know that fiber and roughage, they are not included, they are not nutrients, components of nutrients or nutrients, they are still included in the components because they have a huge role to play in our body. Like fibers or roughage and fiber, they help the food to move through digestive system properly and then go out through our excretory system, the undigested food. And the water, it helps us in proper functioning of the entire body. Got it? So these were the things we covered previous week. Now today we move on to the second part of our chapter 3, food and health. Our topic for the day starts with balanced diet. All right, so what is balanced diet? A diet that includes variety of food. It includes variety of food, various kinds of food items, not only one. That I love to eat fruits, so I only eat fruits. I love to eat rice, I only eat rice. No, there should be variety in your diet. Diet means the food you are eating. There should be variety in it. Various kinds of things should be added in your diet. The various kinds of food should be added in your diet. The food items containing the right amount of each nutrient. So this is what is balanced diet. So the food we are eating, that should not be focused on one item only. Like I love to eat eggs, I will eat only eggs. Breakfast egg, dinner egg, lunch egg, brunch egg, evening snacks egg, eggs at school. No, I like bananas, I eat only bananas. No, it should not be like that. It should include variety of foods, like it should have bread, it should have butter, it should have rice, dal, fish, meat, it should have, milk, and then it should have rotis, chapatis, that is whole grain food, right? Whole grain wheat food, that is roti, chapati. So it should include everything, and also this is very important, right amount of each nutrient. So it should not be like that you only eat carbohydrates. Now you eat a huge amount of carbohydrate and no pulses at all. Or you eat only pulses, dal and dal, you don't eat meat, rice or fruits. So, it should be in right quantity. Everything has its quantity. Why do we need this? Why do we need to have variety of food? That too at right amount of or right quantity of each nutrient, so that we remain strong. See, we remain same strong man in the previous slide we have seen, so that we remain strong and healthy. We remain strong and healthy. So, how does balanced diet help? How does balanced diet help us? Balanced diet helps us to stay strong and healthy, right? And not only you should include carbohydrate, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals in your food, but also it should include roughage or fiber. It should have roughage and fiber, so that the digested food easily passes through our digestive system to the excretory system and the various parts of the body. For that we need water. Though they are not the nutrients or the components of the food or food nutrients, still we need to include them in appropriate balanced way in our diet. Then only our balanced diet would be complete. Okay, so this is what roughage and water is also very important. Now next we move on to the components of balanced diet. Okay, now balanced diet, I'm talking of balanced diet. We need to have balanced diet, we need to have right quantity of every nutrient. That's what I'm telling you repeatedly. But ma'am, I am a boy or a girl of 9 years old, and ma'am, you are a lady of 35 plus. So ma'am, how much food you need? Do I need the same amount? Or the amount of protein I need, do you need the same amount? Yes, students, this is a very good question that should strike your mind. So, you will see your elder brother or sister, they are eating more than you. Your younger brother or sister is eating less carbohydrate, more of protein. Your mother gives you often milk, asks you to drink milk twice a day. Why? Now, this is because the balanced diet depends on person to person. It depends on various factors. It varies from person to person. It depends on what all things it depends on. It depends on first your age. First, it depends on the age of the person. The amount of protein a growing child would require might not be required by a full grown person, adult. And also the kind of activity activity you are doing, kind of physical activity you are involved in. Kinds of physical activity you are involved in. Now see the people, those who are into games, they are athletes, they are players, the football players, the cricketers, Sachin Tendulkar, then Messi. So these people, they would require more of protein than a person like us, your teacher, or your father who does a desk job, a software engineer, or an officer works at office. They, a player would definitely require more amount of bodybuilding food than us, those who do the desk work. So these are the two factors on which the balanced diet or the diet you select depends. Balanced diet depends, or what type of component you will select for your balanced diet depends on your age, and the kind of physical activity you are involved in. These are the two conditions for the depending on which you select your diet or the components of the diet. Now, the components of the diet is divided into 5 main groups. 5 main groups. Let's start. See what are the groups. First group includes cereals and potatoes. First one is cereals. Cereals are like oats, barley, wheat. These are all cereals. So cereals and potatoes. And they fall under the carbohydrate group. And it has been seen that general person, common people, we are not talking about special professionals like players or soldiers or sick person. We are not a healthy, a normal person like you and I. For them, it has been seen that we must eat more of these cereals and potatoes. We need to eat these two things which falls under carbohydrate group in more quantity. Next we have got fruits and vegetables. Number 2, fruits and vegetables. Now, fruits and vegetables, they fall under vitamin, mineral, roughage group, because vegetables you are eating, they are, they have got lot of roughage. Okay, so fiber. Now they come under vitamins, minerals, and roughage group. All right. So the study says that these all things, fruits and vegetables that fall under vitamin, minerals, and roughage group, we also eat these food in more quantity. Eat more. Next we move on to proteins and fats. This group includes milk and milk products. Milk milk products like cheese, butter, curd. These comes under milk products. So they are grouped under protein, fats and minerals. These food contains all three things. They have got proteins, they have got fat, they have got minerals. Like milk, milk has got protein, milk has got mineral, butter has got fats. So they are good. They are good for health. But since they are considered to be rich food, we should not eat them in huge quantity. We should not eat them in more quantity. This should be eaten less. That's why your mother will not give you milk for breakfast, for lunch, for snacks in the evening, for night dinner, only milk. You are a growing person. You need different kinds of food, right? So this must be eaten less. Next, we move on to the fourth part of our components, food group. That includes, number 4 includes pulses, meat, fish, and eggs. Now it has been seen these kind of foods, they mainly include protein and some amount of fats also. So they are grouped under both proteins and fats group. And the study says these all food should also not be eaten in huge quantity. They must be eaten less. That's why your mother gives you more rice for lunch, that is more carbohydrate for lunch, and a bowl of dal, a small bowl of dal, that is protein or pulses. She will never provide you one dish of dal and one small bowl of rice. That is not the correct diet. Okay? So more carbohydrate, less of proteins and fats. Next, we move on to the last, the fifth food. Fifth food, that includes fats like fat of chicken or mutton. Muttoner chorbi ba chickener chorbi খুব ভালো লাগে খেতে, মাছের তেল. So that includes this. And then oil, vegetable oil or mustard oil, whatever we eat, that oils. And sweets. I also love sweets. Yummy. Everybody loves sweets, right? I love sweets too. Love it. Love it. But students, unfortunately, our love falls under fats. No other components. See, only and only fats. And it has been studied and seen that we must not eat them less. No, we must not eat them less. We must eat them very less. Very less. I'm sad to know this. I love sweets. And this one only has to be eaten very less. Okay, so we have seen the 5 groups of the food component. First one comes under cereals and potatoes, included under carbohydrate, that should be eaten more. Fruits and vegetables falls under vitamins, minerals and roughage group, should be eaten more. Milk and milk products include proteins, fats, and minerals. They should be eaten less. Pulses, meat, fish, and eggs, they include proteins and fats. They also should be eaten less. And our favorite group, fats, oils, and sweets that we love includes only fats and should be eaten very less. Okay? Now, next we will move on slowly to our next very extremely favorite food. You see, Shots also started barking by seeing the pictures. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. We have got what? We have got potato chips. My God, potato chips. Oh God, somebody give me, please serve some potato chips with cold drinks. My God, my mouth is watering. And then we have got chocolates. Chocolates, I just can't pronounce it because my mouth is filled with water. And delicious ice creams. My God, Mama, please give me one scoop. And then yummy, yummy, yummy noodles. But let my mouth water and let the place be flooded with my saliva. Still, these all yummy foods come under junk food. It comes under junk food. They are all examples of junk food. And what are junk foods? Junk foods are those food that includes or that is rich of what? Salts, sugars, fats. All three not important or bad things. Non-important or unimportant, I would say, or bad, rather I would write here with red. Bad components of food. And it has very less quantity of the very important food items: proteins, vitamins, and minerals. They have very less quantity of proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Now, by seeing the composition of junk food, students, you can clearly understand why Mama says no for junk food. Mama, I want ice cream. No. Mama, chocolate? No. Mama, chips with cold drinks. No. Mama, noodles. No, you had noodles yesterday. No more noodles for next 1 week. So you can understand why always mama says no. Till date, you thought why mama says no for such delicious food. We didn't understand. Now we understand why mama says no for these food, because they contain more of harmful nutrients like salt, sugar and fats, and very less quantity of important nutrients like proteins, vitamins and minerals, which is very harmful for our health. They are not good for our health. They are harmful. I would write here, harmful for health. And now why are they harmful for health? Why are they harmful for health? Because they have got few bad effects in our health. What are the bad effects? First one. Now see, junk food contains very little quantity of proteins. Very less proteins. And what is the net result of less protein? You become tired easily. So junk food causes tiredness because it has got very less proteins. What is the second harmful effect? Second harmful effect is it has very little vitamins and minerals, we have seen. Very little vitamins and minerals. And what is the end result of this less vitamin and mineral in such food? It causes illness. Our body cannot fight disease anymore, and we fall ill, we fall sick, like this poor girl you see. It will cause illness often. Next, what is the third effect? Let's see. Now, the carbohydrates and sugar that is present in junk food, they are bad. They are not good carbohydrate. They are bad carbohydrate. These two together work and causes extreme acidity. They do not digest well. We cannot digest well. Not digest well. And the sugar part of the junk food, it totally destroys the tooth enamel. It destroys the tooth enamel. Tooth enamel means, you see how dirty this set of teeth is? The whiteness, there is nothing called whiteness in the tooth. The teeth is yellowish because the shining white portion of our tooth is destroyed by the sugar of the junk food. So if we eat more junk food, our teeth will start looking like this, and our stomach will pain often like this. So you will have seen your friends often coming with the complaint to the teacher, "Ma'am, stomach is paining. Ma'am, stomach is aching." So this is the reason why. Because they might have eaten too much of junk food. Next, what is the fourth bad effect of junk food? Fourth bad effect of junk food is it has got many fatty and sugary food. that causes, that makes you fat. So the end result of eating too much of fatty and sugary food is obesity. What is the meaning of obesity? You become fat. Fat like this, uncle's tummy. So that is very bad. So this is the fourth bad effect of junk food that makes us obese, that makes us fat. Next, if you eat too much of junk food, that increases the risk of what? Risk of diabetes, risk of blood pressure, because you will become fat, you will become obese. And if you become obese, obesity causes these two diseases. Diabetes, that is, you might have heard your grandfather or grandmother or somebody saying, I have got sugar disease. So amount of sugar level in the blood increases, which is very bad. And the blood pressure becomes high, which leads to the chances of heart attack. So these are the few bad effects of having junk food. So students, do you understand now why mommy says no for junk food often? So you also must keep these points in mind and stop eating too much of junk food. Once in a month, twice in a month of junk food is okay, but not every day or 3-4 times in a week. Next, we move on to the next topic of the day, that is making food healthy. Now our target is to eat healthy food. So we must also target to make our food healthy. The food which we are eating, we should not eat it like that. We buy it from the market and eat it. Gop, gop, gop. No. First thing, how will you make your food healthy? First point you see, by washing fruits and vegetables. And why do we need to wash fruits and vegetables? To remove harmful coating of harmful chemicals. To remove coating of harmful chemicals, we must wash the fruits and vegetables and eat them. Next, second, remember students, we wash our fruits and vegetables number of times does not say that we must repeatedly wash the rice and pulses and eat. No, we should not. No repeated washing. We must not repeatedly wash the rice and pulses before cooking. Washing once is good. If we repeatedly wash it, what will happen? It will lose what? It will lose its nutrients. The nutritional value of rice and pulses will vanish. So eating rice and pulses then is equal to eating nothing. Your stomach would be full, but your health will not become good. Next. Third, how to make your food healthy. You should not add too much water. No extra water must be added to the food. to or no extra water while cooking food. Add only appropriate quantity of water. Why? Because if you add too much of water, you will have to drain it. So when you drain the water from the cooked food, what are you doing? You are draining out the important nutrients. So, would you like to do that? You are cooking delicious food and you are draining out the important nutrients of the food. Would you like to do that? So, for that, do not add extra water. No extra water should be added while cooking food. Next, fourth point. Try to eat raw fruits. We always all eat raw fruits as raw, like apple. We do not cook them. Banana, apple, guava, pomegranate. We do not cook them. We eat them raw. However, the vegetables we generally cook and eat. But try to eat the raw vegetables also in the form of what? In the form of green salad. In the form of salad. Try to eat them more, raw fruits and vegetables. And also, fifth and most important point, sprouting and fermentation also makes food healthy. So this is the common method. These are the common methods to make food healthy. Okay, common methods of making food healthy. Sprouting and fermentation. Now let's see. What is sprouting? Sprouting is nothing but germination of seeds. Okay, sprouting is nothing but a natural germination process of seeds. And which type of seeds we do it? In grains like chola and pulses like dal. If you soak them, you will see in water for few days. If you soak and keep chola for few days in water, you will see the white tails come out. See here in this picture how white colored tails have come out from the grains, green grains. That is called sprouting. And why do you think we need to eat these kind of grains, sprouted grains? Because they are healthy. Because first important point is they are healthy. Healthier than normal grains. Next reason is it is easier to digest. It is easier to digest. And what else? They contains good amount of proteins, fibers or roughage, and vitamin A and C. That is the reason why we must eat more of sprouted food. Got it? And next move, let's see what is fermentation. Fermentation is it's a chemical process. You add chemicals, right? It's a chemical change, I would say. Change means once a food gets fermented, you cannot get it back in the normal form. All right. So it's a chemical change in food brought about by two useful microbes. What are these two useful microbes? Yeast and bacteria. So what are these yeasts and bacteria? They are useful microbes. Now next day you will see all microbes or microorganisms are not good. Like take the example of coronavirus. It's a microorganism and it is not at all good. It is bad. It has made us to stay home. It has stopped us from going out. It is killing us. So all microorganisms, all microbes are not good. But there are certain yeasts and bacteria that help us in bringing about chemical change in food known as fermentation. And fermented food is good for health. Like for example of fermented food are, we have got dhokla. It's a fermented food. We love to eat dosa. It's a fermented food. Idli, it is also fermented. Curd, we ferment milk to get it. And then we have got bread. Yeast is used to added in the flour or maida to make bread. And then we have got the last food known as pakhala. You know students, what is pakhala? Pakhala is panta bhat. We add water to rice at night and next day morning we eat that water soaked rice with onion and then mustard oil and a little bit of salt. It is very, one who eats, they say it's very tasty. So pakhala or panta bhat. So these overnight what happens, the bacteria and yeast act on them and they ferment them and we eat the fermented food. If we eat them, it is good for our health. Now how is fermentation or fermented food good for health? Fermented food is good for health because first, it has got more amount of nutrients. It has got more amount of nutrients. And they have got more nutrients, but they are easy to digest. And the second reason is these microbes, yeast and bacteria, present in the fermented food helps to fight germs. They helps to fight germs in our body. So these are the two uses. of fermented food. Got it? So students, that's it for the day. We have covered today till sprouting and fermentation, their uses and examples. Next science class, we would be covering the diseases due to the deficiency of various kinds of nutrients in our food. Alright, so that's it for the day. You first watch the video nicely, then read the lesson from page number 27 to 28. Nicely you read. Okay, you read balanced diet, then you read junk food, and then you read how to make food healthy. So these are the 3 topics we have covered today. After watching the video, you read these 2 topics nicely, including fermentation and sprouting. And then I have sent you the questions. Answer them. First write the questions with black ink neatly, and then write the answers neatly with blue ink. One question you will copy, you will write the answer for that question, then you will copy the second question, and then you will write the answer for second question, then third question and answer for third question, and it should go on like that. A very neat work I need. So that's it for the day. Take care, stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye bye. Thank you.